All right. Welcome back to Simply Trade Tips with Hammer and Heels, Renee and Julie. As always, we're going to leave you with a call to action, or FIO, figure it out, in under 5 minutes. So we're on our series 2, which is about career. Our last episode, we talked about career options. Take a peek at that, balancing all the scales. But this one, Jewel, I think we're going to talk about leadership. What do you think we should talk about?
I love that. I think that there's a couple of key areas I think we want to get across to people. And I think the first thing is mentorship, right? If you're a leader and you're in a role, it's your job to kind of give back and carve out some time to do that. Renee, any thoughts on mentorship and what you were able to do in your career and how you were helped?
You know, when I was managing folks, I loved mentorship. But what I thought was awesome was when we worked at a company that we worked together at, they had a mentorship program where you would do a gap analysis, more or less, right? You would say, hey, what skill set do you have? What are you involved in? What do you want to learn? And then match it up with, we would meet with them when they told us what they want. I mean, we actually put it in writing, right? It wasn't just discussion. And I think it's nice to document that kind of thing because you can refer back to it. Hey, we've made progress. We haven't. But anyway, I love when there's a formal program, you pick a mentor, your mentor has a gap analysis opportunity, and then you're discussing, hey, I want to be involved in this industry. I want to learn more about tariff classification. I want to learn more about anti-dumping duties, right? And you can focus in.
Right. And I think I like that, Renee. And I think that we have to think about it 2 ways, right? So if you're in a role where you want to get into leadership, you should be expecting that your leader should be giving back this time. And it doesn't matter who. It could be a global trade leader. It could not be a global trade leader. But as a practitioner, you should be expecting your leaders to give back in that space. And if you are a leader and you're not mentoring and haven't seen someone's career grow, to Renee's point, it's a good satisfaction piece for your own personal heart. So I love that.
I think it's our responsibility. I just want to add, sorry, Jewel. I think it's our responsibility, especially maybe to women. We have a responsibility to increase remove the glass ceiling, as you could say. But I think it's our responsibility to mentor folks. And especially in our business, we don't have a lot of degrees necessarily. So where do they get their knowledge from us?
That's great. I think that's great. I also think too, maybe point number 2 is folks need to think about when they're in leadership, what your management style is. And right, you live with yourself every day. You might not know what your management style is, but so you got to reach out to folks and ask, how did you leave my last meeting? Did you feel invigorated? Did you feel beaten down? Right. So that all gives you feedback on what your management style is. And is it matching up with a personal brand that you set out in our earlier episodes about kind of identifying, who you want to be and what kind of gives you the oomph of the day. Renee, any thoughts on management style? How can they make it real?
Honestly, I had a particular style, but I would adopt it to certain people, right? So if I knew someone needed more empathy, or if I knew someone needed a little more push, to get something done, maybe I would, send them an email or, there was some adoption to different people, but I had a basic style. And what I tried to do is, how do I make people feel? Right? When they leave my conversation, and they're not always going to like me. I had to make decisions for the department that probably weren't, beautiful for every person in the team. I knew that. So you're not going to please everybody all the time, but do you have authenticity? Do you act with respect? Do you have some integrity? Right? These are values that I tried to make sure I instilled in myself and throughout the team.
And I do think taking inventory of the work that's on your slate versus the work that's on your boss's slate, your boss's slate, just interesting to kind of take a look at that and see how the work shifts as you move up in the organization and be strategic about what you're taking on. So in this episode, our FIO call to action is really take a moment, take a pause, and evaluate the perceptions that you have. So sometimes it's not about you, it's about how other people feel treated, as Renee mentioned. Take a moment and ask some folks, hey, tell me about my perception. Because when you ask, it gives an opportunity for a good discussion.
Yeah, we used to call that a 360 review. Was it 360? Yeah. So, there's some companies have that automation tool where you can just go in and ask for that. But to Julie's point, if not, maybe do a little inquiry. And I like what you said also, Julie, just back to the right mix of work. That's something too. Do you have the right mix of work, and what do people think of you? So anyway, awesome. Thank you. We'll see you next time on our next episode in Career. Thank you.